found my wife's spicy photo with a male model.
Sounds like it's time to move on.
Oh, goodness. Well, this is such a complicated issue, so I will do my best to make it complete but short. My wife is great friends with one of our city's high-end wedding photographers named Gina, 60s or so. She is supremely talented and also a nice person. We've gotten huge discounts on everything from wedding to baby family pictures. By the way, this comes from Mike12, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So my wife recently lost all her baby weight and became really fit by following a low-carb diet and doing a natural movement workout plan.
How natural is this?
It is hunting and foraging. We find, we hunt, we pick, we eat.
Ah, yes. Ooh.
That's your dream diet right there.
It really is.
Am I wrong?
Anything you can find outside and you can actually eat it. Dude, you know how many squirrels I'd be eating? There's so many squirrels around here.
Dang.
No, Riley, you can't touch them.
That's correct. Go back home for that. Gina asked her to come to do a boudoir shoot for her so she could put my wife's pictures on her website as an example of a fit and sexy mom. And by the way, a boudoir shoot is kind of like
It's like a saloon photo shoot, you know.
Something you would do with your mom. I've seen so many people do it with their moms. They're like, oh my gosh, be my mom, just do this. Look. I'm like, oh, that's fun.
We had many, many discussions, and I was all for it right from the beginning because it's hot. My wife was worried about employers, friends, and family seeing them, but eventually she figured she'd worked hard, there would be no nudity, and what the heck, why not? It's very important to know that we talked about this nightly for at least a week and went over everything eventually, and I thought everything was on the table.
Everyone's saying no, you don't do it with your mom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's I don't think this is like a fun little cowboy shoot. I think this is a more risque.
Yeah, what is that then? Because I see they're like the cowboy shoots and then the mom has like...
That's
like,
so different, my guy.
What is it called?
That's a totally different thing.
Well, that's what's
That's
in my
maybe
head.
a saloon photo or something. I don't know.
It's like,
It's a salute.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the official name of it, but yeah, I think this is a little more
Okay.
risque.
Don't do this with your mom.
Yes,
Don't.
not the move, ladies and gentlemen. So the pictures are stunning. Gina hired a spectacular makeup artist, and my wife looks like a supermodel. I mean, they're spectacular pictures, minimal Photoshop too. When the pics went up on the site, Gina sent me a very classy hardbound book of the pictures with a note. Thank you for being so cool with this. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done. That's a very sweet, thoughtful touch.
And I wish it would end here.
Oh no, Riley, the story is not even 10% over. We have literally so much left to go.
He's going to like open the next page. It's going to be like, man, doing whatever.
here, I'll find you guys an example to give you guys.
Can you show everyone or just us? Okay, we're about to get pictures of what this is. Everyone. Like we all don't. I've never seen anything like this before.
I've never heard of boudoir shoot in my life.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's as safe as you can get.
I'm a little bothered looking at it, honestly.
Exactly.
This is not a,
Could you take that away? Yeah, that, oh.
Not to do
Sorry-
with your mom.
Sorry,
That's,
Lord, and sorry, Angie.
PSA. Please no.
He put it on there. Everyone tell Angie. He put it on there.
Okay, so getting back to the story here. Important to note on the timeline here, pics were taken in May. Pics went on the website in late June. I got the book this week. My wife is out of town with the baby to visit her mom and dad. Late Wednesday, I got an email from Gina, which basically said, Happy 4th of July. I wanted you to go through these digital proofs to see if there's any others you'd like. It was actually a link to a secure site where I have a username and password. So I logged in and all of the first series of pictures were variations on ones I'd already seen. Lingerie implied nude, gym wear, and the like, as we now know. Then it got into a series of full nude pics, which I was like, awesome. Why didn't these make it into my book? And when I clicked on the next page, I can clearly see that in the thumbnails, there were two other people there. I opened one, and it's my wife in a sort of embrace that looked like the cover of a romance novel. This guy looked like a model and was super ripped. So basically, it seems like I think they're both naked, and it's a, strong, muscular man, and she's like, oh my goodness, hello. And he's like, what's up, baby girl? I got you.
And it's good enough to be in front of a romance novel.
That's what Fabio. Like, we're dealing with a straight Fabio type situation over here.
Dude. And she did not tell hubby about this?
It was not explicit. It was like, hey, there's going to be shoot. It's boudoir. It's like, risque or whatever.
Okay.
He got photos. He did not get this photo.
Hot take. Cheating.
Cheating?
Cheating.
I don't know. I think this is just listen,
I'll
Riley.
explain it more.
You live in
This is
LA.
cheating.
There's some people that be doing some dances and body shoots
I
and-
agree.
yeah.
The perception of this, if I saw this, let's say like, whatever, I see this on a romance novel, I'm like, oh, that's my friend, and that's not her boyfriend. That's crazy. That looks different because like that just perceives as like she's not with her partner. Also, in the context, like, why did she not tell this to hubby?
That's, I think, the issue that's the big ICU I think we're about to get into is like, hey, there was all of this communication and all this stuff. Why was this photo not like giving me the heads up before the shoot?
Yeah.
And B, why didn't I know about it after the shoot?
And then hiding it.
It seems like
the
it was
perception just looks really off.
Yeah,
and
dump
really bad.
all of the evidence except the one that you don't want. That's what it seems like, but we're going to see. So with these, I was like, okay, but with all the discussions we had, why didn't she say there was going to be a guy there? I'd say that the series is 50 pictures long, with each one getting more and more risque. My wife ends up going from a business-like suit to just her panties. The guy has his underwear on in all of them, so it wasn't both nude, just to be clear. He's laying on top of her to look like he's kissing her neck. His hands are definitely on her front airbags. Oh man. He's holding her from behind with his hand just out of shot, and it's implied that he's touching her crotch.
Okay, I would
That's
like
tough.
a poll. I would like a poll. After hearing more, John, where are you?
I mean, this is definitely like you needed explicit consent and like, yo, this is what's going to happen before you go into it. This is too far.
I feel like it's a form of cheating, not break up cheating. But it is a form
I
of
see what you're saying. You're saying, at first I thought you were saying like, oh, she's like hooking up with this guy like on the side.
No.
You're saying that this kind of thing is cheating?
Yeah, it's like a mistrust. Like, I am going to have a hard time trusting you now. Cheating's like here. And then this is like here level of trust. What if your girlfriend did this?
I like personally, would I want my girlfriend doing this? Absolutely not.
What if she did do this and not tell you about it? Wouldn't you feel like it's cheating?
I wouldn't call it, I don't know if cheating is the right word or the word I would use here, but it is like, think about actors. Actors literally like hook up.
Well, yeah, but that's like, hey, babe, I just got this movie. There's a spicy sleep scene.
That's and I think that's the difference where it's like, at least it's like, well, and the actors obviously fully know, and I'm sure it's a conversation. And like, if you marry an actor, it's like,
you kind of know what you're signing yourself up for.
Honestly, I've always been like, dude, how do actors and actors partners do that? Like, I don't know how they could do that.
The best example of that was 50 Shades. Like, the main actor, his wife hated it. She like legit hated it.
Yeah.
Like, I saw like a thing where she's like, okay, maybe we talked about it. I was okay with it. And then she saw the first film and she's like, well, that was a lot. And I didn't like that.
Yeah, 100%. We also have a poll up, cheating or nah, that Keon just put up. Yeah, I don't know. Keon, what do you think? What's your vote? I know it's
Carly did this. Carly did this. What would you do?
If Carly asked me and told me like all like, hey, this and this is going to happen, I will have to do a shoot with this person, I would have to meet the person first. Like, I would meet this guy, like, what's his notion? If it's just professional work, still iffy.
Yes.
I'm still very iffy. If she did it behind my back, I'm upset. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm upset, and I think I would be like, hey, I'm not comfortable with this. What do you think?
I got some people on my side.
All right,
Josephine. Okay.
Cheating is growing. We're gonna see. We're gonna get back into the story. We might get more details too. So that might grow your cheating out. But guys, if your vote is cheat, comment below why.
Yes.
Let us know.
Yes.
Riley is trying to rally his troops.
Yes.
Okay. So by far the worst is the very last picture, where it's just a picture of her butt with his face and the top of her thong in his teeth, sort of pulling it away from her body. I looked at the pictures absolutely stunned for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. That's tough, dude. I emailed Gina, the photographer, saying basically, Gina, what is this? This is way more than I thought it was going to be. She has not replied, and I tried to log back in, and my password has been changed. Okay, now it seems like a cover-up. Gina won't send me another one. So I tried to call my wife, but she hasn't answered and says she's too busy to talk. I texted, I had questions and about what went on the photo shoot, and she replied at first, sexiness. You like it sexy? I don't think he likes it.
Hot take, don't think he likes it.
I don't think he likes it. Now she's not responding at all, so my guess is Gina told her about the slip up and she doesn't know what to tell me. So
she's not communicating either?
She's
Bro, come on.
trying to. It seems like a coerced attempt to
It's like so bad.
Yeah. I'm lost, like literally lost. My wife had so many chances to tell me that was the plan. If it was that all along, I don't even think I would have said an outright no, but just asked for some boundaries, like don't have the guy's lips near your butt or second base. If my wife didn't know and Gina sprung this on her, why didn't she say no or even enforce her own boundaries? It looks like she was having a great time in the pics. If these are the ones Gina accidentally sent me, are there more? Do they get like literal hardcore? My wife is probably panicking as well right now, as I assume Gina is. Neither will speak with me. Wife comes home Sunday morning. How do I even begin to have this conversation with her? What do I say when I see her? And we have an update.
Should we do a new poll?
Yeah, so what's the poll right now? Riley really wants to break it. So the poll right now is 31% cheating, 69% nah. For Riley, we will do another poll. I will say, Denise in the chat says it's soft corn. This absolutely is soft corn.
Yeah, dude.
I would say this is soft corn.
Ooh.
So
You want the same poll, Riley?
Yeah.
let's see if Riley can get it this time around, guys. This is like,
Let's go.
It's like we're running for office.
Yeah.
I'm team nah, you're team cheating.
This is you're still on nah?
I think like
Lips on butt.
it could be, here's what it is: squares and rectangles.
Okay.
What is it? A square is always a rectangle, but a rectangle is not always a square.
Sorry. Squares and rectangles. I thought you said circles for a second. Oh my god. Yes. Squares and rectangle. Yes, you're right.
I mean, like, is this something I would want my girlfriend doing? Absolutely not. Is this soft corn? Absolutely yes. Did she break his trust and now she's hiding it? And is it bad? Absolutely yes. And right now, Riley has officially won the vote.
We're winning.
Cheating for president. Cheating has won by 62%, at least as of right now.
Yeah, it's just messed up. It like
Yeah.
hiding it and then not wanting to talk about it. It's a form of cheating. It's not like a form of cheating where you can't come back from this, but a lot of trust is going to have to be reworked
Yeah.
in order to be okay.
Yeah, I think like, and chat might flame me for this, but I think about like an emotional affair where there's no spiciness involved, but where they've basically checked out on your relationship. They've fully emotionally invested in the other person and they like want to get with them. Like, I don't know if I'd say that's worse. I don't know if it's productive to compare them, but like that I would definitely consider like emotional cheating, right? Where it's like, I don't know. Honestly, I'm definitely more torn. You might win me by the end of this episode.
We got a long ways to go.
Keon, have you been swayed one way or the other?
I'm still indifferent. I still need to see what's going on.
No, you can't be indifferent.
Not on if you would like give the thumbs up to do it, but if you're in OP's position now, like seeing it after the fact, do you think this falls in the cheating category, or is it more in the like lying or trust?
I'm still like, I feel like it's not the cheating. Like, I'm still not on board with cheating just yet, because it's tasteful. Like, that is, again, like, that's the line of work that you sign up for.
Yeah, there are corn stars.
Yeah,
that are married that do that.
But they've had a conversation. And
their partners are on board.
Set.
Exactly. The whole big red flag here is like, not only did they not tell them, but now it seems they're intentionally didn't tell them and are totally trying to cover it up.
MJ Grove, not cheating, but keeping secrets like that is definitely not okay. A little bit down. Sorry. Keep going down. Okay, right here. Red Bull Rana says, why the deliberate hit this? Because she knew her husband would not be okay with this. Also, go down a little bit more.
Yeah.
And someone else said, Snorting Catnip says, remember they spent a week every night talking about it and she did not bring it up once.
I mean, again, she's in the wrong here. Like, in my opinion, there's like no questionable doubt that she is absolutely in the wrong with what she did.
Again, it could be it's the potential that maybe the photographer brought the model in. Like, we don't know.
That she sprung it on her, and the wife was, again, like OP said, she should have like spoken up and said like, hey, I'm not comfortable with this. But also like her like springing the model on, and like I don't know, maybe the model did that and he didn't ask. I don't know, but either way, like the one thing I think we can all for sure agree upon is a wife is absolutely in the wrong here and is like trying to cover it up. It's a breach of trust. All of that jazz. This is an interesting discussion. This is a really good topic.
I'm interested in hearing what her justification.
I want to hear what she says first until I put my eggs in one specific basket.
Well, we've got an update, boys and girls.
All right.
Let's go. So I've been getting tons of different advice on the last post, so I guess I will make this one as well and may get ripped apart. Anyways, so I've been sweating this since I first saw the pictures I wasn't supposed to see on Wednesday. Almost zero contact with my wife. We're not sure how far out, but I'm guessing at least a day maybe, which is crazy. Part of this was she was busy. Part of it was because they were at a lake. And part of it, she admits now, was because she was avoiding the conversation.
Wait, who's they?
Good question. I don't know. She was busy at a lake.
With who?
That's the question. Hopefully we get that answer too. So wife decided to come home early. So 3 hours or so ago now, I got a call from her saying, I'm on the way home. We have a lot of talking to do. Can you please get us Jimmy John's because I'm not stopping to eat and I'm already starving. I was like, seriously, what the F? But avoided the temptation to get into it with her on the phone, which I'm glad I did that. I got her sandwich. She got home an hour later and we put our son to bed and then got into it. As best as I can, this is her side of the story. We're getting the other side of the coin here, playing back the episode with the other character. So Gina, again, the photographer, had mentioned that if my wife was interested, she would love to see how the shoot with another friend of hers who was a guy went. Wife, her name is Nikki, said that she was not at all interested because she was nervous enough about the boudoir and fitness gear. She arrived, had a glass of white wine, relaxed, did the makeup. She had a great time during the shoot. My wife, Nikki, is the one who suggested that she would like to do the full nude stuff. Let me just triple check. Yeah, wife. Okay, yeah. Yep. So they did that. It went really well. And the conversation came up that maybe she'd like to try shooting with the male model. Nikki swears to me that he was not present, but Gina was able to call him and he was able to be there in an hour. Nikki says it was a huge mistake not to call me, but she said she was so in the moment that she didn't consider all of the ramifications. Yeah.
That's... there was alcohol involved.
I mean, I think for sure, the biggest failure is on the wife's part because it's like, it's your relationship, it's your responsibility to like think of and communicate these things. Failure on Gina's part, because I'm like, dude, why are you, it was already this, like Gina knows the communication that went into it. Like you think he would just like automatically opt in without checking in with him at all about it? Like
had bro on call too. She was like, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
Also had him on call, ready to go. He was there within the hour?
Yeah.
Within the hour?
That's, yeah.
I don't like this.
This is fishy. So the dude shows up. He's 22, 6'3", amazing build, blah, blah, blah.
Nice.
Nice. But my wife, Nikki, says he was an absolute professional, so much so that all the fun she was having with the solo stuff went out the window because the guy was literally like just a living mannequin. When she was shooting solo, there was dancing, laughing, jokes. But with the guy, it was just like, put your hand here, hold, repeat. I said I saw one of the pictures and it didn't look like that at all. She said that there were probably also a few hundred of her looking absolutely terrified and ashamed that didn't make it to the proofs. At this point, I demanded to see all of the pictures. Nikki logged into the secure site and there they were, 10 or so more past the original 50. Basically, it was like a sequence from the guy pulling the underwear off with his teeth to her turning over, spreading her legs. Oh no. And ending the shoot with both of them on the side looking like he was taking her in the missionary position.
Yay. That's what you wanted to see. Why are we asking for more photos? This is already bad, bro.
Yeah, this is so, because like we've had all these like cheating stories, right? Here's the question, right? Is it better the cheating stories where they just hear about it, or this guy who's like, they're not literally hooking up, but it fully looks like it?
Oh man, the perception's so bad on this one.
The visuals is crazy.
Well, there was a third party. It was a professional shoot. I'd rather them do this than cheat.
I know, it's so hard. And the other thing too is like, okay, you know what? Like even, and I don't think we should give her a pass for like when she called the guy, but like, okay, let's say you get up to the point where the guy is there and then you go from like maybe both standing like, you know, kind of like, bad boy style, whatever, to starting to get into the, more risque stuff. Do you not stop at that? Do you not stop when he has your underwear in his teeth?
Yeah.
And he's like bending you over into missionary. Like, is there any point like, hey, can we like pause?
I'm good here.
For a second?
I am not comfortable. If this was filmed, this would be the intro of a porno.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I asked her to promise me there weren't more and it didn't go any further than that. So she said. It didn't. That the guy never even took off his underwear. I asked if it turned her on. She said in a physical sense of feeling skin on skin, it did turn her on, but on an emotional level, she was terrified of what I would think, and it was so businesslike, there was nothing organic happening at all. I told her this was all so fishy because the shoot happened in May. She's had almost 6 weeks to tell me, maybe more. She says that she just couldn't find the words, but was really working on it.
Oh, that's a hard one to trust.
Yeah, that's. I think she might have taken this one to the grave. Her and Gina were locked in on the secret to 6 feet deep.
Oh man,
almost as deep as the model went. Okay, so. Now, the thing that's sort of gross is that our spicy sleep life has been amazing, and I think that the correlation is about when the photo shoot happened.
Oh, she saw something she likes.
Uh-oh.
She's going to use that in her mind.
Oh, God. Oh, that's not good.
Wow, thanks, Keon. Thanks.
I had
How's I sees it.
He calls it like he sees it. I had attributed it more towards our son finally sleeping more than 3 hours at a time, but now I'm not sure. Part of me thinks that she was seriously turned on by the whole thing and took that out, quote unquote, on me. I told her I wanted her to swear to me that she doesn't know this guy from anything prior, hasn't kept in touch with him since, and has no plans to in the future. And so she said the guy actually brought up his girlfriend with him to the shoot, and she was a gorgeous volleyball player for the local university, and she's pretty sure that he's not trading a 6'1" voluptuous volleyball player for a 30-year-old mother with a 13-month-old baby.
Okay, we're not looking for trades here. That's not the focus. Like, yeah, it was not.
Now, back to the story. I asked if the girlfriend actually watched the shoot. My wife, Nikki, said the girl was in the room but sat and scrolled on her phone and seemed bored by the whole thing. I asked who else was in the room. She said it was just Gina and her assistant who held the lights and such. After some surfing around Gina's main site and finding other things the guy had done for her, we were able to find his name and Facebook page. Dude, this guy is torturing himself. He's a college student and certainly does appear to be dating a very attractive college volleyball player. I asked what Gina was going to do with those pictures because to me, it was crazy that Nikki was initially hesitant to even do the boudoir shoots because of people seeing her, to taking what essentially appears to be soft core in less than a week. That, which I would also totally agree with that. Like, she was even iffy about doing the spicy photo shoot to begin with. Then you bring in this, almost nude, ripped 6'3" male model, and his underwear is in his teeth.
Gina, come on. What are we doing here?
Come on.
We're trying to get more. What is this benefiting Gina for? What is she doing with this content?
Bro, she can, I don't know, sell it. I don't know. Photographers.
I do not feel good about Gina whatsoever. I would know her intention of it. Because wouldn't you just want to get those photos and then be done? She's like,
well, I'm sure she's doing it for some sort of purpose other than just sending it to OP.
Yeah, because
right?
I thought that was what she was going to do and send it to OP and be done.
She sent over the book, but that was just like a trinket. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the purpose. I don't think it was the purpose of it because the other guy is a professional model. I think these are going to be sold or used somewhere.
Does everyone know about that part too? Because I mean, I don't want pictures of my wife being sold everywhere.
That's 100%. That is not. Many people would agree with that. So, well, we're gonna get Gina's side of the story here. So she said that Gina, the photographer, had no plans for the pictures at all. That they weren't going to be posted anywhere. Okay, so actually, these spicy photos are not going to be posted. They were done just as test shoots since Gina is getting back into boudoir and couples photo shoots, and the male model owed her a favor, so it was a great time to practice. I asked why not ask me to do it. She said she didn't have a good answer for that. That kind of makes it like, I don't know if that's better or makes it even worse because it was so unnecessary. Yeah. It's like, you're just practicing. Just practice when you do the shoot. Like, you don't get to like do that to people.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, if you're doing couples, you probably, not all the guys are going to look like a 6'3" muscular guy.
Just do the couples. Do give someone a discount, and it's the first one, and then do more. Come
Easy.
on.
And then Jamie, the photographer, a professional here,
yes,
offered doing boudoirs for both males and females, but I couldn't include the opposite sex in the shoot unless it was with the person's significant other.
We have from Jamie, the photography chick, that is like verified photographer advice, who has done boudoir shoots as well.
Boom.
You heard it here first, folks. So I asked, obviously, Gina already made one huge mistake sending them to me or uploading them in my private proof page. How do we know she's not going to make another huge mistake and send it to the wrong person and or forget that these were just practice and sell them to someone else? Yeah, good questions. My wife, Nikki, said that we are just going to have to trust her.
Oh.
There's
Just
not too
trust
much trust there.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah. I told her I was having a really hard time trusting anyone at that moment, and I would need more than that. Nikki said that we could talk to Gina at the first opportunity on Monday. I said, would she be willing to pay a lawyer to drop a contract to keep Gina to her word? She said she would. Then we got into why the secrecy. She said that she felt so guilty after the whole thing that she had no idea how to tell me, and she knew she was going to see her family this week, so she had hoped to put off the subject. That's, I think, where she was at the lake house with the they. They was mom and dad.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I asked her how she found out that I knew. She said that Gina had called her late Wednesday confessing that she had really screwed up. My wife, Nikki, claims at this point she went into full panic mode and pretty much was either crying or clamming up around everyone because she felt so ashamed. I told her how much the silence almost destroyed me, and she started crying and said she was so sorry for the whole thing and she knew she screwed up and basically begged me not to leave her and that she still had more love for me than she had for anyone. Which leads me to the next poll. Divorce or not?
Ooh.
Divorce or not?
She said she was sorry.
I don't think this is divorce territory yet. I definitely think it's like, hey, we need to rebuild the trust here because not only was the trust broken, but like, for instance, she's like, oh, we'll have to trust Gina. It's like, no. Like, we need to like figure this out. We need to do some work here to actually get a solution in place. And not just like, well, we tried nothing, so that's all we can do.
Nah, I'd be pulling up to Gina's house. Hey, I want to see those pictures and then get them deleted
right
and out of there.
Yeah. So,
Ugh.
OP says, I told her I believed that she loved me, believed that she was acknowledging her mistake, but that I felt like uber disrespected and emasculated by the whole thing. She said she could appreciate that and would do whatever she could to make it up to me. I told her I just wasn't sure what that meant yet. She started crying and again begged me not to make any rash decisions about leaving her. I said if she promised she was telling the truth, and it seems like she is, then I'm not leaving her. But I'm not sure what normal will look like for us now. She said she'd be willing to do whatever it takes or wait however long for me to figure it out. So here's where we're at. Our son woke up since the sleep schedule was messed up from the drive, so she's tending to him and I'm writing this. I guess aside from the live omission about the whole thing, she's never been dishonest with me, so I believe her about all of the details. I mean, they seem so crazy as to be true and that a lie would be more like normal, if that makes any sense. I think basically Opie's saying like, she admitted to, hey, I I was turned on skin, but like not emotionally, and like
that makes sense.
All of it. He's like, it's almost like she's incriminating herself now to a point where like it feels like the truth versus like what a lie would be.
Yeah, I'd want
deflecting
to
it more.
look at those other photos to make sure she is looking ashamed because
He did look at all the other photos,
and she did look terrified.
I mean, Opie didn't confirm that, but that was when the missionary position came up. Actually,
Yeah.
So.
Because if she's stayed silent, she hasn't necessarily kind of lied. Is she lying more to get herself out of the hole too?
That's the thing. And I mean, like, OP's basically like, hey, with all of the context of our relationship, I think she's telling the truth. But all OP's also saying, like, I don't know what normal looks like and like how we're going to rebuild this trust. Because right now, I don't think the trust is there.
Yeah, no, definitely couples therapy for sure.
Yes.
Dude.
And even honestly, the comment about Gina too is like a red flag where it's like, are you not like, that's part of this whole thing. Like, we want to make sure, like, I want to make sure that Gina, like, we can't just sit here and do nothing. We can't let Gina do whatever. But anywho, I digress. I still feel gross about the whole thing. Another guy has touched my wife's front airbags. My wife has let another man's breath on her neck, and another guy has laid on top of her in several different positions, if you catch my drift. We can never be a married couple that can say we haven't been intimate with other people. I mean, I get the professionalism of it, but it all still happened. I have to learn to live with that. I don't know. That's the update. I don't know if there's more to say or not. Maybe there will be more. I don't know. I'm trying very hard to sort through my feelings and not having much luck. Edit, it's about 6 a.m., totally sleepless night. So based on comments, as soon as my wife is up, I am going to 1, ask to see her phone. 2, tell her I'm contacting the girlfriend as she seems to be the most neutral party who can verify some details. 3, independently contact Gina and ask to see every photo that was taken that day. Okay, so maybe there are still some photos that he hasn't seen.
Got it.
Those are by far the most common responses. I will update when they are done. And we have, I think, an update coming up. Yeah, I think this is
Another update.
another update. Yeah, we've got another edit with a lot more potentially juicy, spicy details.
Keon, are you staying together or not?
Yeah. Like I said, she didn't cheat. Like this wasn't cheating, but this was a definite big, huge, I would say, just breaking of the trust in our relationship.
Total breaking of the trust, I feel like is a good way to phrase it, because it's like,
yeah. And I get it that she was distraught, but you still did it. You could have said no anytime, or during the photo shoot, you could have been like, I don't feel comfortable with this. Something like that. And I know you said in some photos you were, am I divorcing or am I breaking up with my partner at this point? No. It's just, how do we go from here?
yeah, I definitely think like couples counseling, because again, too, for me, I think the response about Gina is like, oh, she's not like getting it too.
Yeah.
Like she might, do I think she is truly feels regretful? Honestly, I do, from everything she said, but I'm also like, part of it too, like obviously like truly feeling regret, that's obviously a very important part, but another important part is like in building back the trust and all this stuff is like, hey, like OP's like, hey, it's important to me to contact Gina to make sure she doesn't do anything else with the photos, and she's like, well, there's nothing we can do, I don't know.
Smells like a fish market.
Oh.
What?
Because it's fishy.
Ah. I thought this was going to be like your shirt.
Oh, the lesbian
Not that
one?
shirt. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, great shirt.
Oh, but ladies and gentlemen, we've got this edit number 2. Let's get into it. So I heard my wife crying in the next room on the phone. I sort of eavesdropped, and obviously it was Gina. Ooh. Nicole, I think Nikki, the wife, was telling her that she needed to come over and send all the pictures from the whole shoot, and divorce was on the line, and she had to do this. Gina's on her way out of town to shoot a wedding today, but we are rushing over so she can open the studio before she leaves so we can go through all the pictures. I told my wife that I wanted to look at her phone on the way over. She said that was fine. She's packing up our son. We are taking our 1-year-old son to a studio where my wife was felt up in order to prove she didn't cheat on me. This has been the most effed week in my life.
Come on, buddy. We're going to go to a special studio to make sure your mom didn't do anything special with another person.
And that's where the model also squeezed her front airbag. See, that's one thing you guys have in common. You're both fans.
Oh my God.
Gotta love it.
Wow.
Wow,
That's
graphic.
wild.
Pretty graphic there.
I can update later afterwards, but I'm worried this is exhausting everyone else as it is to me. So here's where we're at now. I looked at my wife's phone on the way over to Gina's studio. I love how OP's like a reporter, like we're getting real-time updates. Basically, on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m., there were 7 missed calls from Gina from my wife's phone. Gina also started a text conversation with her about that time that said, please call me. We really need to talk. I crossed that with my email to Gina, which said this was way more than I thought it was going to be, which was sent around 6:15 that same day. If you remember, in those 15 minutes, I had tried to call my wife, Nikki. She told me that she was too busy to talk. I texted her that I wanted to know what happened in the photo shoot. Apparently, in those 15 minutes, OP needs to start a true crime podcast or something. This is crazy. In those 15 minutes, Nikki still thought I didn't know because she texted back, sexiness, you like? Are you liking it sexy?
You want it? I do for you.
Hey, these front airbags are still fully inflated. So clearly, when Gina's text started rolling in, she knew that I knew. So their text conversation basically went like, I really screwed up. Not you, lol. No, this is serious. Please call. Can't now. What's wrong? I accidentally put those pics with Craig up on Thomas's preview site. What? Please listen. I need to know what you want me to do. I don't understand. Tommy just emailed me about the photo shoot not being what he thought it was. How would he know? As the wife says. You haven't told him yet? No, not planning on it for a while. Okay, so 6 weeks out and we're still not planning on it for a while. We need another 6 weeks to bake.
Probably at the anniversary. Hey, I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
Real quick. No, I've been a little bit more spicier.
Right.
Well, I found some inspiration.
Birth of baby number 2. This is where this baby came from. Got him. So OP said, not planning out for a while. Gina said, crap. That's what I thought. Nikki says, I'm still lost. Then in all caps, Gina replies, he's seen the pics of you and Craig. Please follow me. Dude, this might be harsh, but Nikki doesn't sound like the brightest bulb in the pack. She's like, let me spell it out for you. What? How? I'm so sorry. I was rushing to get proofs out and I accidentally uploaded most of them to his preview site. What's most? I mean, almost all of them. Oh my God, Gina. Oh my God. What do you want me to do now? I'm out of town. I can't leave until Saturday. No, what do I do? I don't know. He's going to effing flip out. I can change the password so he can't get back in. What if he copies them? can't. They're copy protected. Opie says, please do that while I think. I'm so sorry, Nicole. This was a huge accident. Do you want me to talk to him? Nikki says, no, this better come from me, but I'm going to throw up. I don't know what to do. I'm so sorry, Gina says. And that was pretty much the only communication between them. No other calls or anything. Gina texted her the very next day saying, are you okay type stuff, but Nikki never responded. Nikki did text her that she was leaving Saturday morning, but nothing else. So then we get to the studio, the ground zero where it all happened. Gina was rushing around like crazy because she was driving 2 hours away to do a wedding. I asked her to please talk to me about what she was thinking, so she took like 5 minutes and said that she was so sorry and that the thoughts just got away from her and Nikki was doing such an amazing job. It seemed like a great idea at the time. I was at a loss for words, so I just didn't ask any more questions. Gina set us up on her main computer and opened the file folder of every single one of Nikki's pictures from that day, including the ones not included in the proofs. I think it was exactly 1,213 pictures.
From the whole shoot?
From the whole shoot.
Okay.
Wow.
That's usually how much.
I mean, but just that's 1,213 moments of pain.
No.
Or not all of them are the.
No,
Yeah, it's
not
probably
all
like
of them.
around 3,000 or 300.
300, yeah. But still, dude.
You're skimming through them. Yeah, I know.
Oh, man.
It's like the first 900, those are fabulous. And then comes the other male model. Yeah.
Uh-oh. I scrolled through every image and got to the couple shots. I could very clearly tell that the mood had changed in the throwaway pictures from the solo to the couple. In all the solo shoots, Nikki was smiling and laughing and having a good time, even if the pic didn't turn out. But in the couple shoots, I could clearly see she was nervous. She wasn't having fun. She had that same timid, almost annoyed face I've seen on her a million times. I'd say in the couple section, it took 10 pictures to come up with the one that looked halfway decent, where her face didn't look like it was being interrogated. And it got worse as she was more and more undressed. You can clearly see that she had a look of genuine disgust when the guy touches her front airbags, and it takes a long time for her to make these shots work.
Dude, if I'm Gina in this scenario, hey, it doesn't look like it's going to fit.
Right?
We're going to call it.
I'm sorry, but I feel like as part of you being the photographer is like, okay, we need to make sure that like everyone's comfortable here, because like at the end of the day, this is your shoot, you're doing this. And like, yeah, it's just the requirement of doing what you do.
Exactly.
You know, and look, if she had some, you know, again, two single people, they're models, they're having fun, they're like, oh, great, do that with them. Don't do that in this scenario.
Don't push this on someone.
Yeah, this does not need to happen. There was also a little interlude where I guess Nikki went into the dressing room to compose herself. So Gina took some similar shots, but with her clothes on, he was still in his underwear with the guy and his girlfriend. And it's very obvious that they both have experience doing this sort of thing. You can see that Nikki is coming out of the dressing room. Gina took the pictures of her alone, trying to get that spark back from the solo stuff. And in those pics, you can see the girlfriend in the background looking bored as crap on her phone. After the break, Nikki seemed to be a little more relaxed, and that's where they got into him lying down on her back, which goes into the teeth thing and into the very suggestive stuff where it appears he's initiating spicy sleep. It takes an abrupt end, and there's a dozen shots of everyone who is presenting, doing things like flipping the camera off, sticking their tongues out, and that sort of thing. The weirdest one is of Nikki in a bathrobe and the girlfriend both hugging on the model with smiles on their faces. She says she asked for that one because it seemed like a cute shoot for everyone to say we're all cool with each other. I was very careful to check the sequencing of the pictures. Gina has them all numerically titled with date and a code for customer and location, then a series number. So basically, if they're all in order, he can see it.
Got it. It's like 001, 002, 004. Or 003.
Yeah. And there wasn't a single picture missing. And it would have been an epic undertaking for Gina to rename 1,000 pictures to eliminate ones that were worse than the ones I already saw. So I am 99% convinced that I've seen everything.
You'd be surprised with what people can do with AI nowadays.
Oh God. Spread them apart. Add 3 inches of space.
What is it? Computer, increase jiggliness by 45%.
Oh God, not the jiggle physics. Turn down the jiggle physics. So now, more than ever, I'm convinced that my wife is telling me the truth about all that happened. We took the full road to get the full picture, and seems like we're there. I don't think she was cheating or having spicy sleep. Lots of people will consider what's happened cheating. Some of them are in this very studio.
Me. This is a form of cheating.
I think it was professional. It was a spur of the moment thing when Nikki said she would like to try to do the couple stuff. The girlfriend was definitely there, so I see no reason to drag her into this. By the way, I want to drag you into the greatest binge of your life. And that is going to Spotify, Apple, or iHeart, searching OK Storytime and getting 2,000 episodes to listen to right now. Do your dishes, walk your dog. Go do it right now, guys. We got more stuff like this. But guys, we are almost at the finale of the saga. I mean, what a journey that we've taken, my brothers in Christ.
Is it cheating or not? Divorce or not?
Yeah.
Gina's fault? Nikki's fault? All over the place.
I would love to get both of your closing thoughts, maybe starting with you, Riley. What's your closing thoughts here?
I'm trying to think the husband overreacted or not in any scenario here. I don't think that he did. I just hope going forward they can put this behind him and he doesn't like weaponize this or keep bringing it up. Because some of the thoughts, I know he's speaking from his heart, but it's sort of like there is a bit of insecurity, but your wife was basically nudie nude with another nudie nude man.
Yeah.
So that's my only concern going forward.
Yeah.
This doesn't cause future problems. They can just dig a grave and leave it there together.
Yeah.
So
that's a good call out. Like you don't want it to, and maybe it does. Maybe he can never get out of his head, and it's just kind of one of those things where they can't move forward. Keon, what are your closing thoughts here?
Like I said, what I've kind of standing on the same thing I've said earlier. The trust here is broken. We need to see how we can fix this moving forward. The husband, in this case, OP, did go to extremes of like, let's figure this out step by step, second by second, and like see if your story, is 100% correct.
Yeah.
And we have the proof. We have it all there. We saw the proof that OP's wife was uncomfortable. This is on Gina. Like, if she clearly didn't see that in the photos,
yes.
You're a photographer. If your model is not comfortable, why are you continuing this photo shoot?
It's your job.
Yeah,
this
100%.
is your job to make sure your models are 100% comfortable and okay with what's being shot on camera.
Yeah, and maybe more education on you can say no and walk away. Maybe she didn't feel comfortable doing that either.
Yeah. I think having that discussion and two, like, if this was a different scenario, it seems like everything didn't get into like too red line territory with like, essay or anything like that. But yeah, great points. We're going to get into the finale of the story here.
Oh boy.
So the things I'm still so uncomfortable with, would she have ever really told me had Gina not accidentally shown me those pics? Why 6 freaking weeks? I think my wife was uncomfortable in the moment, but I think reflection allowed her to realize that she actually enjoyed the experience. I'm more convinced of this than ever with that shot of her with a huge smile where she and the girlfriend almost look like they're members of a burgeoning harem dedicated to hot abs McCool. I wish we had that nickname throughout this whole story. Gosh dang it. But having said that, I do think that she was embarrassed by initiating the shoot and she was very scared what my reaction was going to be, but it says a lot that she didn't trust me to tell me. So that's where we're at now. I guess I'm glad I got to see the pictures, but I don't know if this really cleared anything up. I think she's telling me a version of the truth that's mostly factually true, but how the F can I ever know? I'm not leaving her or divorcing her based on what I know now. Part of me is very happy for her that she had a good time. I'm not like the fun police or anything. Again, he was very excited for her to do the solo shoot. Like, hey, go out there, have fun. Yeah, have fun. But I'm still feel overall terrible about the whole thing.
Yeah. Definitely go to Gina's Google review, link a post to this.
-3 stars. Yeah. -5 stars, dude. Gina fumbled the bag. Samuel Donner has just joined the studio, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, what's good?
What's good, baby?
My ladies and gents. Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people around the world, we are about to start the OK Storytime podcast.
That's right. Sam came back to finish the ep with us.
This is an ep finisher.
Ep finisher.
Oh,
yes. So
finisher.
welcome back. You've magically popped in.
Oh, hello. I'm back.
Yeah.
Whoa, crazy. Who is right here? Riley. But who's right here right now? Sam. Did a little switcheroo. Maybe we're twins. Maybe
Sam's gonna finish us off, guys.
You guys ready for this one?
We are ready.
Let's get it.
You just
Let's
go
get
for
it.
it.
All right. My ex introduced me to his new girlfriend, but something doesn't add up.
What's going on here?
Elementary, my dear watching, cheating! This all happened when I was in high school, and I haven't seen him since. So I started dating this guy my sophomore year of high school, and it only lasted about a month. To me, that wasn't anything too crazy, and I moved on with my life believing he did as well. By the way, this comes from I Love Horror 2016. If you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So he gave me an off feeling. I realized he just wasn't for me. And 2 years after our relationship, we shared a few classes senior year, and we were kind of forced to talk since we were in a math group. And I was hesitant to start any sort of friendship with him since I was his first kiss and his first relationship.
Oh.
His first smooch. You always remember your first smooch.
I do.
Who was it?
I'm not going to say their name, but it was in 9th grade.
Yep.
At a movie theater.
Good smooch?
It was like awkward. And then she broke up with me the next week.
Damn.
Oh,
Probably
Yeah.
not for the smooch, though.
that was your
Yeah.
first smooch.
2-week relationship.
My
sounds
first
like
smooch?
high school.
Anyway, a mutual friend told me he was a little hurt that I broke up with him since I was his first love. But one day, he told me he had a girlfriend, which honestly calmed me down and gave me more comfort in talking to him, believing he was over whatever we had. Over time, we became friends, and he even offered to help me train for running because I joined the military. Honestly, running and I were never really friends. So every day after school, we would go to a trail near our school to train, and keep in mind that I never twisted his intention, and I genuinely had no other intentions than to appreciate his help. Platonic friends hanging out and running.
There we go. Okay.
Not on roofs, on trails. One day, I got a message from his girlfriend. The odd thing was it was from his phone number.
Oh no, it's a Canadian girlfriend.
Dude, I am getting
I met her
Canadian
at camp.
I'm getting another Canadian girlfriend vibe. I had a conversation with her, not thinking much of it. Honestly, if my boyfriend was out every day with a girl, I would also text them to see what's up. I assured her that I didn't want him nor wanted to take him away, and she said she liked me and was perfectly fine with us training together.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. It's so great when your fake girlfriend and future fake girlfriend get along. The next day, he apologized on her behalf and told me that she really liked me and would like to continue talking to me and maybe even become friends since she didn't really have any.
Just iMessage only.
Yeah,
Text only.
yeah. It's a virtual relationship. I agreed, and he said that it had to be from his phone since she wasn't allowed to have new contacts or friends that her father did not approve of. That was odd, but honestly, I didn't think much of it. OP, I think you need to start thinking much of something.
I mean, this is high school, right? You know.
Yeah, but it's end of high school.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. Start thinking.
Yeah.
Start thinking. So me and her started talking and texting every day. Now, the weird thing was that she started sharing very personal information about her relationship that I honestly didn't need to know, especially about their spicy sleep lives and spicy sleep related activities. He also would brag about his really good performance when we would hang out, and I would always try to avoid that topic. Over time, I started to suspect that she might not have been a real person since I didn't know anything about her other than what he would tell me. He didn't have a photo of her. I didn't know what she sounded like. I didn't know her last name or who her parents were. I mean, come on.
She's from bro. They
She's
met
from
in camp.
Canada. Yeah, they met at camp.
They met at
She's
camp
from
in Canada.
Her strict parents.
She
doesn't like
comes-
social media.
Her culture does not have last names
Culture. Yeah, and she's like,
or faces
yeah, or like, is
or
it like
bodies. It's cultural.
It's a cultural thing. You would understand. Honestly, you're kind of a bigot. You're trying to get name, bodies, and pictures of
I'm
my
ashamed of
girlfriend.
you.
What are
I
you
am
trying to
ashamed
do?
of you.
Trying to steal her?
Wow.
Steal her away?
You hear about all this great spicy sleep, and you're like, "Let me see what's
yeah,
going on
yeah,
here."
yeah. I told you out of the kindness of my heart about that spicy sleep. I didn't have to. I did, and I will continue to do, even if you don't want me to, but I didn't have to.
I'm not gonna lie. This is the craziest and most hilarious catfish I've ever heard of.
Is this a ridiculous
I've never heard
cat-
this before.
It's the most transparently weird and like obvious cat. I mean,
Like you're gonna get caught.
you're going to get caught. You're going to get caught. But I would also like to add that she was also crazy rich and from a different school. Yeah, this is like my actress model girlfriend. Her name's Zendaya. Yeah, she's
That's why she doesn't have a last name.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the camera's over here.
Oh,
Yes!
Sophia with the singers!
Improv champion in the building.
Boom!
Except I didn't know where the camera was, so I did. And that's why.
It was like, it's
There she
a
is.
Zendaya.
There she is. You're looking good. You're looking
Oh,
good, Fia.
shucks.
You're looking cute. I like that. All right. So I honestly thought I was dumb for thinking like that, and that I read too many fiction books to even consider it, especially since they had an argument that I helped them work through. Yeah, we had an argument about how good I am in bed. She said I was good, but I said I was really good.
Babe, let's stop the semantics and start the love.
Yeah, there's only one real way to test experimentation. Over time, me and him became close. Why? And I made the mistake of letting him drive me to our step classes. Step class?
It's dance.
I read that. Step bro.
Oh God.
Step classes that were in a different school. If you didn't have your own car, you had to take the bus. He even offered giving me rides to school, to which I said no, since my parents didn't fully trust him. But I did make the mistake of giving him my address just in case I ever needed an emergency ride. Well, one day, I decided to confess to him that I had my first heartbreak from a past situationship that happened after him. I told him that the other guy was the first guy I fell for, and that it broke me when things didn't work out. Again, I did this thinking that he was in a happy relationship. He went silent, and later that night texted me saying that I hurt him, that he felt used, and that I led him on, making him believe that I loved him when we dated. Again,
Okay.
this was 2 years ago for a month.
Dude, a month in high school relationships, that's like
10 years. That's like 10 years.
I'd give it a good almost 6 months, maybe like a 4,
Like a six times multiplier.
5 months, yeah, something like that. 4 to 6 X.
No, dude, I'm saying 10 years.
Yes,
10
100
years.
X.
100
All
X.
right.
100. I mean, you're spending every day together. You're seeing each other at school
Yeah.
every day.
It's definitely a big multiple.
You're
Again,
smooching in
my
between
my
classes.
first kiss was a 2-week relationship, So
And how long does that feel? How important is that to you?
dude, now doesn't matter, but at the time it was
At the time.
it was important. With my high emotional IQ, I asked her out the same afternoon she broke up with her other boyfriend.
Hey, you
Because
know
she
what?
told me during the relationship, if she wasn't with him, she would be dating me.
Perfect. And John's like, if 1 + 1 equals 2,
Dude,
I'm
so
a freaking
bad.
mathematician.
Oh God, it was so bad.
I don't know. It sounds like you saw a little opening in the goalie right there. The goalie wasn't there.
There's
The
no
goalie wasn't
goal.
there. I mean, it's like in soccer. If the goalie steps out while the game's running, are you gonna wait a few
Shoot your
days
shot.
to kick the goal? Are you gonna shoot it immediately?
Apparently, 13-year-old John was just ready to go.
13-year-old John's a straight shooter, my friend. 13-year-old John
Oh,
goes for
I am
it.
cringing so hard at myself.
Do
right
not
now.
cringe for seizing the moment and carping those DMs.
Oh baby.
Never do that. Well, I told him that was never my intention to hurt him, but it didn't matter now since he had a girlfriend and was happy. And then, John,
Here we go.
the thing we never
Give it
saw
to me.
coming.
Give it to me.
No one saw this. And John, I'm going to give it to you. He then confessed that she, the love of his life, the girl of his dreams, and probably only in his dreams and imagination, she wasn't real.
Yeah. Yes. That's right.
I mean, we saw it. We saw it coming from a mile away. Chad saw it coming from a mile away.
Too obvious.
Too obvious, but still fun.
Still fun.
Still fun. That he made her up, and it was all a big old lie. He said that he made her up to cope with everything going on in his life. I was shocked. I didn't know how to respond. He told me that he had always been in love with me and that it hurt him that I didn't feel the same way. He said that he expected me to leave him like everyone else in his life and go laugh about it with my friends. There we go. Smart, playing the pity card. Maybe she'll be sad. You and your
Oh,
fake
no.
ex-girlfriend broke up so he could be with you.
Oh, this is so bad.
He said he was sick and passing away and that he didn't have much time left anyways. Let's go. Straight from fake girlfriend to fake illness.
Wow.
Hey, man's got the Infinity Stone
Bro is
gauntlet of
pulling out
excuses.
all the stops.
Yeah, all the stops except being like a good normal guy.
Yeah, no. That's
No,
that's
that-
the path. He's doing all the stops.
He's doing all
You know
the
what I mean?
stops.
Next, he's gonna pull like a Princess Diaries, and he's gonna be like, "I just found out that I'm actually a prince of a foreign country, and I have to leave."
I have to go with my millions. But he said I was the only thing bringing him joy, but he had messed it up. And now I was going to leave him, calling him a crazy freak. I felt like crap and told him that wasn't going to happen. Oh, let's go. It's working.
No.
The pity party
No.
is partying.
Did he even say what he's sick with?
Illness. He doesn't want to talk about it. She goes to another school.
It's too hard to talk about.
Yeah. Oh God.
I wish I had the strength, but you know
it does have
the
strength,
medication. The medication's just sapping my strength.
It has one weird side effect though.
Being super bad.
Like I told you with my girlfriend.
Yeah, my girlfriend.
That was the only thing that wasn't that wasn't a
was-
lie. I like, yeah, I'm like, it's like really bad. Like,
yeah.
I got some experience.
I told him I wasn't going to leave and that I understood even if I didn't. I told him I wasn't going to leave the friendship and that he should get help. He said that he would help his effed up mind and that I was his cure.
Baby.
The doctor said there's only one cure for this illness that is afflicting me. Baby, it's you.
It's you. He gets
It's you.
he gets like
what
his
I need, girl.
What do you say? You're just a friend.
Honeybee 85 says he's a walking fedora. That's so true.
Oh, man. Oh, yes. I love him. All right. So I stayed. It worked. Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Oh no.
I thought I was helping him. We stopped training after school since I told my mom, and she didn't feel safe with me being alone with him. I can understand that. I don't remember what I told him, but I remember he was a little bummed out. He still gave me rides to our step classes, which my parents didn't know.
God, tell your parents. This guy is a crazy person.
Yeah, it's a little much. He swore that he respected that I wasn't into him and that he wasn't going to lose it on me again. Why do you trust this guy?
No. He
I'm
invented
sorry.
a whole fake person to, I don't even know.
To get your sympathy? I don't know, to tell you how good he is in bed?
Crazy logic.
His continued for another few weeks before he lost it again because he was sick and tired that all I did was talk about other guys. He said he had given me everything and more. I gave you a fake girlfriend, a fake illness. I drove you to step classes.
But you won't step to me.
You won't be my step to a better life. He had said he'd given me everything and more and had done the impossible for me to be successful in my future military life. He made it his mission to make me happy and to get me to step class on time. He told me that I should look for my own rides and that he wasn't going to do anything for me anymore since I didn't give him anything in return. I answered. All right, we're getting the retort now.
Here we go.
I answered. I put my foot down. I said, I say, that I didn't know that I had to pay him back for everything since I thought it was never from the well-being of his heart. I told him that I never begged him to do anything and that he offered to help me, not the other way around. I told him that I hated having people offer to help me expecting something in return. He told me that he wished me the best and we ended our friendship there. But John,
God.
there's a friendship that should never be ended.
Oh, what's that?
And it's a friendship that can be created by listening to full episodes of this podcast on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Just go to a podcast site like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, search OK Storytime, do a little clickety-clack, and then listen to 2,000 plus episodes of stories just like this.
Oh, that's good.
That it is, John. That it is. Now back to me. There's another relevant update,
Here we go.
but let's discuss. What do we think about fake boyfriend?
I mean, this
this whole
is,
saga.
if you looked up in a textbook, cringe AF high school boyfriend energy, this is exactly what that is.
Dang, I'm always looking that up in textbooks.
Dude, he has given us the full smorgasbord of all the things
He is.
the nice guy could possibly pull out.
Yeah, the nice guy bingo card is completely marked up.
Completely, bro. We needed just another piece of a napkin just to write more.
Yeah.
We
To
ran out of
add
space.
the expansion pack.
expansion pack,
we need
dude.
to add it over.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully this is I know this is high school, hopefully it's a learning lesson to OP. Like, all right, these are like things to look out for, like good learning experience, maybe.
Yeah. Hey, every red flag is an opportunity to not chase them
There we go.
again. Same with honor, 2025.
2025.
And you can quote that. Well,
yeah.
we got a little bit more to this story. So the weird thing is that we were still in class together and he would try to make conversation with me like nothing happened. He still lived the lie that he was in a happy relationship with someone for the rest of the school year. He would always have this look on his face, and I always had this weird feeling about him. If I'm honest, I didn't feel safe with him after his initial confession, but I was scared that he was going to hurt me if I left. I know it's been some time since this happened, but it honestly still feels so unsettling, and I don't know what I would do if I ever ran into him again. I guess what I'm asking is, was there any way of avoiding this? Was it actually my fault? And what do I do if I ever run into him again? John, what do you think?
OP, literally not at all your fault. This was fully psycho man behavior. I think just like distance yourself as much as possible. Summer's almost here, hags. So, and it's your senior year. So I think just like ride it out and try to get as much space as humanly possible from him.
Yeah.
And then you probably won't ever have to see him again after you graduate.
I mean, I think if there was something to learn from this is trust your gut. I mean, you thought he was a little weird initially, and then you became friends with him, and like all this whole fake girlfriend stuff,
The yawns.
the illness stuff, like that. I feel like that should be setting up red flags for you in the future. So
Yeah, you don't
take
owe him
this-
anything,
you
or
don't owe him
anyone anything for
Yeah.
that matter.
But that is where that story ends, John. And I think that is where this episode ends.
Oh, it is. It's over.
It's over. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you, and see you tomorrow.